Hello, beautiful people, and welcome to this episode of Two Girls, One Doc.
One Doc.
It's your girl, BD.
It is Foreign's the foodie.
And we are back with another visual episode.
You have different glasses today.
I do.
Love it.
So
you got money.
I also have perks. So,
but do you know what? It's just clock. People don't deep how expensive glasses are.
Yeah.
Like to be having multiple pairs.
Do you know what? Rich? Someone commented on my video.
You know that thing like when there'll be signs. That would be signs. You see me with 5-6 different pairs of glasses.
Someone commented on my video and they were like, because I was showing like the thing I put my glasses in,
and
I basically was like, oh yeah, it has space for 12, but like you can put more than one in one thing because I have more than that. And they were like, how the fuck do you have more than one thing?
Literally, these are my all reliable.
I was like, oh yeah, fair.
They go with everything.
Everybody has things they spend money on. Do you know what I mean? I don't have designer bags. Yeah, I have designer glasses.
You do have some designer bags.
Yeah, but not like Gucci or Louis.
Girl, the $56 bags that they're charging.
Bruh.
If I speak.
But what are we drinking?
We took it. It's a throwback. It's Malibu.
Oh yeah.
Because I feel
Foreign was telling me, Malibu, it's so young.
You make me sound like this bougie.
I'm just saying what happened.
No, because Malibu's core memory is like secondary school first drink kind of thing.
But that was Smirnoff to me.
That's Smirnoff
Ice.
And what's that one that? Do you remember when we had Christmas dinner at Liz's house and Annette came with her trolley, grandma trolley, and she had Lambrini. And then Liz's brother was like, "You're such an oxymoron! Like you've got this grandma bag and
then you've got Lambrini."
Literally,
no, but Lambrini reminds me of I'm thinking of Alizé. Alizé reminds me of Nikki from the Parkers.
I actually really like Alizé. Okay,
who's the oxymoron now? So what is it that we're drinking? Malibu something, strawberry something. It's nice, isn't it?
Strawberry daiquiri. Ooh, it's quite nice. Strawberry daiquiri, yeah.
We should have frozen it.
Yeah.
Because it wouldn't have frozen completely because of the alcohol. And it would have been more slushy.
You remember I had this conversation with you and you said,
what?
I'm not really like a canned cocktail babe anymore.
Yeah, here you are drinking a canned cocktail.
Do you know that it's so funny? Even if I get a canned cocktail drink.
You put it in a glass?
No, not that. It'll probably be like a gin and tonic. Or if I'm feeling...
We've heard you like gin, you like tonic.
If I'm feeling a bit like spicy, sexy, then I'll do like a flavoured gin, rhubarb. I
like a rhubarb and ginger gin, the Edinburgh one, the pink one. That's
I'll do that. But no, this is,
It's nice. You chose it, so...
No, I'm saying it's nice,
okay.
Yeah.
Right,
like
then.
For a canned cocktail, it's very delicious.
Today we are discussing
a man who is not bougie.
Tyler Perry.
No, do you know what? I have to say, my opinions of him are different.
Yes.
I wouldn't say they're...
I have a newfound respect for Tyler Perry following watching his documentary.
I think that's what I'm trying to
And I watched it ready to kind of be like... oh, here we go, kind of thing, yeah. But I left that documentary almost feeling inspired.
I didn't want to say anything, so I left feeling like inspired as well.
I did. And it's not that I was inspired or I felt inspired to be Tyler Perry or do what Tyler Perry does, but it was really encouraging, and it gave hope in a way that it's like, you know, things may not go the way that you want them to go, but that doesn't mean that you should give up, right? And also, because my issue with Tyler Perry, is...
I really appreciate this documentary being called Maxine's Baby.
Yes.
At the end, when they were like...
that part, I was at the edge of my fucking
chills.
seat. I literally... There's a scene at the end, which was filmed first.
Yeah.
So whoever is like the filmmaker is like, oh, so like Tyler Perry is like, who are you kind of thing. Like, Tyler Perry is, father, director. And he was a bit snarky, kind of like, what do you mean? You don't know who Tyler Perry is? Yeah. And he was like, no, but like Tyler Perry is like father, actor, director, whatever. And so he's like, Tyler Perry is, and I swear to you, at least 45 seconds went by, yeah. And then he looks to the camera and he's like, Maxine's baby. And didn't end of. I said, stop it.
Chills.
I was like,
they were multiplying.
They were losing control. Yeah. I literally was like, It ended, and then the screen went black. I said, okay, how do I go about kissing?
I'm going to call my
documentary
about my life my mother's name, baby. I won't put her government out there. You know who you are.
Yeah.
You bad bitch.
It was just so...
Yeah, nah, it was...
And you know what? I was kind of like, oh, are you going to be one of these flip-flopping ass bitches, yeah? But number one, no, because I stand by my opinions on the films, yeah?
I think mine have kind of changed.
I stand by my thing with Tyler Perry, and you know what? It's kind of hypocritical because I kind of see a lot of myself in the things I hate about him, yeah? Tyler Perry is very like... Everything has to be done a certain way, and no one can do it the way Tyler Perry does it. And therefore, Tyler Perry has to do all of it.
Because before, I used to think he did it because he was narcissistic. But after watching it, funny enough, I saw a lot of you in him.
I was very like, oh, at me then.
I can imagine if you had if that was your... Yeah. You probably would, because you'd be like, nah, this screenplay's not good enough. Yeah. Nah, this...
And he's had to do everything by himself. Yeah. And him doing it by himself has taken him to great heights. Yeah. So why now am I going to relinquish everything?
And you know what? I don't think... Because it kind of reminded me of the conversation we had about Rap Man. And how you were saying that, look, this is what he knows. Yeah. So every story he does is going to have part of that because it's what he knows. Yeah. I think Tyler is telling us the stories he knows. Yeah. The problem is, if the production was better, if the way things were filmed were better, if he wasn't doing everything, I'm every woman, it's all in me. Yeah. Those stories wouldn't come across as so crass. I think they come across as crass because...
He doesn't know how to relinquish control.
Exactly. So when he was relinquishing a bit of control, which was like Medea and all of that, that was really good. Like, it was. Yeah, don't get
We didn't start hating on Tyler Perry until it was like,
Acrimony. And Mia Copa and what's the Fall from Grace?
Yes, from Grace. The wig one.
Because with Medea, like, fair enough.
And it was so authentic. What's that dancing?
Shamar Moore. Yeah. Shamar Moore's
and the wigs.
Those wigs were shit, but it was of the time.
It was of the time, and like it's what the budget allowed.
And even I was watching Good Deeds the other day.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is not a bad movie. Yeah.
Even the Haves and the Have-Nots. I forgot that he was involved in that. I loved the Haves and the Have-Nots initially.
But the problem is he's doing too much too quickly now. Doing filming in 4 days. What do you mean?
Why? Who's chasing you? What do you know that we don't know?
Fair enough. You might look at things and be like, oh, it's really wasteful. We could do things better. But 4 days you're filming a movie and it shows.
I feel like it's gone from like it being like an art form where it's like, oh, I love this, I enjoy the process, like I want to make sure it's perfect. So like cranking out these things.
Crank it, Soulja Boy.
Who you ding ding ding. So, I saw a TikTok of this mum like teaching her kids the Soulja Boy dance. This millennial mum. I said, that's gonna be me.
What I saw was Gabby Douglas.
Yeah, the gymnast.
Yeah, they're interviewing her and they were like, oh, you said you were going to dance if you made it to the Olympics, so do a dance for us. And she was like, yeah, I'll do the Dougie. This girl proceeds to do something that...
Not the Dougie.
Yeah.
They be like, ooh.
I said, honey.
No, the Dougie was I remember when guys could Dougie, it was like, oh, right. And they were just so...
I don't like dancing guys anymore.
They were so smooth with it.
I used to like guys that could dance now. Like, just do a 1-2 step, but guys that
I like guys that are like cool and clear.
You know when you go to parties and the guys are in the middle...
It's on to warriors.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they also deserve these on to warriors because there are girls that do that too.
No, but I've noticed that every guy that does that, he's with a chill babe. I've never seen a guy that's in the middle.
Balance, innit?
Balance, but... Yeah. No, do you know what? I left with, like you said, I had a newfound respect for him. Yeah. I saw his movies in a different light because people say, and he did an interview where he was like, oh, like people who don't like his movies are uppity Negroes, right? And no, I don't know if they're uppity Negroes. I just don't think they see themselves in his movies, which is fine. I don't watch his current...
Same way you didn't see yourself in Supercell. Like,
right. I don't watch his current movies because I want to see myself. I watch them because I want to see what ridiculousness is going to be on my TV screen. And do you know what? I also have a newfound respect. You know how like a lot of artists like can like back in the day can like attribute their success like Motown and things like that. Cadillac Records. I don't know if that was it was. I kind of was mixing it up with Dreamgirls, but yeah.
We are Dreamgirls.
Ooh, make you happy. Yeah. I would be Effie.
That's fine.
Okay.
Gets the goal, Effie.
Curtis was supposed to love me. No, but you know how like people, I feel like it's beautiful that like a lot of black actors can say they got their break. Like when I was watching Good Deeds, it had what's that? Dandy
Newton.
Yeah. Dandiwe.
Yeah.
And her Newton. It had her in it.
Yeah.
Gabby Union has been in Bear. Yeah. Idris Elba as well.
Yeah. What's her name? Kerry. I couldn't say
Kerry Washington was in.
Kerry Washington.
Yeah, she was in it.
Megan Good.
I was gonna say Oprah.
Yeah.
Has she been in a movie?
I think she was in something.
Janet Jackson. Janet Jackson can act.
She can, yeah. That's a very talented baby.
She is so talented.
That's a very,
Did you see
very
the recent
talented
interview where she was like, I don't like, stop asking me questions. I don't like people asking questions.
No, but I hear it.
What do you call it?
It's kind of crazy to say in the interview, you know.
We are here to ask you questions. You came. What did you come for then?
Just give me my accolades, let me go.
No, but he has been a revolving door for black actors.
Yes.
And especially in light of the documentary you were talking about last week, sorry.
Yeah.
I feel like we need more spaces like that. Like, regardless of what you think about him, these people all went on to do amazing things.
Exactly. And he remains doing amazing things. And even the studio that he opened and like the sound stages. Do you know what? Because they showed the interview of Spike Lee basically shitting on him, in the beginning, like, oh, I don't know what he's doing, and then to see him at the opening with his own soundstage, like, you can get to know someone, or you can start to see someone or recognize, okay, do you know what, maybe I was wrong about this person, or maybe because this person doesn't make the kind of films I make, that doesn't invalidate the kind of films that they make. I also
don't even really like Spike Lee movies.
I mean, again, they're for a specific person.
But who? People that are doing acid?
No, like, people that are like,
no, because what's that one? She's gotta have it all.
She's I know the one that they made into a series.
One with the girl with eyes.
Yeah, they made into a series.
Yeah. Until today, if you ask me what that film was, I don't know. All I know is that she was shagging a lot.
Yeah.
So who?
I don't
know. Because for me, it felt like a fever dream watching.
Yeah, that's what it was. But then again, you know, like Erica would do, I'm an artist, I'm sensitive about my shit. I feel like sometimes artists make things for them. Yeah. And it's like, here it is to the world. If you like, have it. If you like, don't. But I made this because I'm proud of it. And we do a podcast, we put the stuff out there. If people like it, they like it. If they don't like it, they don't like it. But we liked it. That's why we put it out there. Do you get what I mean?
Very, very true. Yeah.
So, but yeah, even seeing that, like, that change in opinion of, you know, like, my issue with Tyler Perry are my issues with me in terms of like being able to just say, okay, do you know what? Like, let me delegate. Because I don't think that Tyler Perry is inherently a bad person. Nope. I feel like he's gone through so much, half of which I'm sure we didn't even hear in this documentary. Yeah. And because
the thing they left out as well was like his, him being essayed. Yeah. And then also like his dad that wasn't his dad. Yeah. Also essayed his friend.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So he's been, and I also think that is why he's super defensive about the stories, because he's telling stories that are reflective of people he knew, his growing up and his environment. And I guess that's why he said that you're uppity Negroes, because it's like you're
privileged to not have lived this,
not have lived this. Yeah. I think the problem with it is the execution. Yeah. I think that's part of it, because they do come across as crass. Like just watching
the funeral scene.
What do you mean?
What was that movie called again?
Divorce in Black.
Divorce in the Black, yeah.
What do you mean? Yeah. You took the body out of the casket?
Because that was just insane.
It was unnecessary.
Because did that happen then? Or did you get what I mean?
And also, I do get it, because I think it was such an unnecessary leap, and it paints black people in a light that's really, like, you can convey the same message that there's acrimony between both families. What do you mean you took the body out? Like, that is a wild thing to do. We would have all gasped that they were fighting at a funeral without that.
In the first 6 minutes.
Yeah. Also, my takeaway from that is that Tia's husband cannot act. And now I see why he was mad in that relationship, because she was definitely the star.
She was the star.
He cannot act.
Yeah, that wasn't great.
And also, I think that character is who he was in real life.
Do you think?
Yeah. Didn't you see that interview of them when
the two of them together?
Yeah, him and Tia when they're in.
Wait, are they still married?
Yeah, is it Black Love or?
Black Love. Yeah.
Yeah, and then like he's saying something, and she's, you know, it's a conversation both of us, just like how two of us talking, and he literally, you can see him vibrate with anger, and he's like, "Let me finish."
On camera.
Yeah, and she's like, "Oh, sorry, I did."
There's something about like breaking out of not character, but. Even if you feel away, there's something about like social cues or knowing that you're out with someone that like maybe will stop you from reacting the way you would react if you were at home. So when people like subvert that and act that way. You just think
scary because you're like, we're not even seeing the full
exactly because other people are here. Scary.
Yeah, no, it's scary. But yeah, no, I really, that documentary for me, like he's lived a hard life, and the one thing about Tyler is he's had to believe in himself. He was like, there was a point where even his mum was like, bro, get a job, like this is not gonna happen
enough, so you're not gonna give me this money back, like
like do something with your life. And I get it as a parent as well. Like I know, like my parents always say, like their joy is that all of their kids, I mean, bar my youngest sister who's still a student, but all of their kids are standing on their own 2 feet. They are independent. Like that is the joy of every parent. So for your child to be of an age where they should be independent, maybe even helping you, and you're still helping them, and this dream they have, it's not like, oh, I'm trying to finish a doctorate or whatever. This dream they have is, it's very like, could it or could it not? I get it. I really get it.
It's really hard, and when you're like chasing something and you really, really want that something, and like there's a lot of faith in this. It's like God has told you this is the thing, and you're really, really, really having to hold on to that thing. Even one point he went and got an actual job, and it was just like, fam, like that guy has worked, and I feel like you cannot take it away from him. And I feel like he deserves the things that he has. Absolutely, I feel like. There's sometimes like, or maybe it's easy for me to say, oh, you know, he should probably take criticism a bit better because, you know, not everyone is a hater. But when you get it to the volume that he probably does, you likely have to find a way to just shut out the noise, because like what's in good faith, what makes sense, what doesn't, like you have to kind of just.
And what I found so inspiring as well about that was that I felt like he was so in tune with God. Like he would literally be like, I heard a voice, I felt this, and whether he did or he didn't, I don't know, but obviously the end result is there. Like he must have heard something.
The proof is in the pudding.
Literally, like for me, he had tunnel vision for his vision, and he achieved it. And so many people in the industry can like attribute their first break into the industry
through him. So it's like he not only did it for himself, but God used him to help so many other people.
And even when he was talking about the studio space he bought, that was it a plantation or something like that, or Confederate,
like a fort, something.
And he was like, even the fact that I could take this space that was used to oppress people and make it into something,
people,
and some of these people having sound stages named after them as well, they will never have that anywhere else.
Whoopi Goldberg said it. Whoopi Goldberg was like, this would never happen in Hollywood, and I'm just saying that like that would never ever happen.
Even in Hollywood, like, and it would never happen. But they've given that to him. Cicely Tyson, like, nah, I'm sorry.
And this is also ties in very well with the documentary that we did last week, and I'll link it in the show notes. Is that like, it's just that film, movie industry, Hollywood and stuff. It's a club, a very specific club, and like you can't really gain entry. And Tyler was kind of like, you know, all right, cool. Well, then
all right, bet.
I'm gonna just do my own thing. Like I'm gonna own everything I write. I'm gonna go whatever I'm doing it on my terms. And it takes such self-belief to do that. And now it's like and another thing, Atlanta. I'm sorry, say what you want about Atlanta, the hookah, the shisha, whatever. I rate that place so much because it really is Black Mecca. Where else? Could you have done that?
No, I didn't even know he wasn't from Atlanta.
I didn't know.
I've always thought
he said he was from Third Ward in New Orleans. Remember that documentary we did?
Oh yeah.
The Pharmacist.
Yeah.
That's where them lots were from. Oh. That place that was rife with crack. Can you imagine? Crack in the back.
Oh my god.
That's where he came from.
You know when they say pull yourself up
by the bootstraps.
He did that.
He did that.
He did that. Sometimes you look at people like that, and you know when you say somebody's life is ordained. You do.
This was always going to be you. This was always going to be you. Yeah.
No matter which way he went, it would lead to this, because it wasn't meant to happen for him, but it happened.
Yeah.
Everything in the system was against it happening.
He's been through.
I feel like I've looked at the movies he's done in a different light, because when he sits down and he tells his story, like his dad beating his mom and
him.
And it's like, it's every movie he's ever in. Even the idea that like, oh, he was raised by this man that was abusive towards him, but then later found out it wasn't his dad. He doesn't even, he's still on a journey.
And even suspected that it wasn't his dad, because he was like, no father would treat me this way if I was his child.
Can you imagine? Just wild. Like, obviously we all go through moments where like, oh, like, am I adopted? I mean, I don't know if you did, but I
did. I was convinced that my real family was rich, and that one day they would come and claim me, and I would live my...
I mean, I didn't think mine was rich, but I just thought maybe I'm adopted. I don't know why I thought that, because spit of my mum and
absolutely
colour of my dad. So But anyways, I thought that, but I never thought it because my parents hated me. For you to have that awareness that this man actually hates me,
actively dislikes me,
that's trauma.
As a child as well. And he even showed us where he used to like run and hide when he was getting, like, there's just some things that like you just shouldn't go through, and this guy went through all those things. And it's just really, really sad. Yeah,
it's very sad, and I think he pours a lot of that into the art he does, which is then it becomes even more personal.
Yeah. Oh shit. Yeah, it's so personal, and I think that like you're gonna be defensive of the stuff that you put out, especially when it's based on
you. It's your life.
Yeah. I don't know. I watched that documentary and I was like, rah, like there's so like that combined with the one that we just did. I was just like.
And do you know what it is? These stories need to be told because it shows me that you can. It is, but like sometimes it seems like all the odds are so stacked up against you. Like it doesn't matter what you do, where you turn, but now there can be a breakthrough. You can do it. There will be someone that believes you. I mean, not for everyone. If you're rapping thinking that
but this is what I mean. I do feel like I just don't feel like everybody can make it.
No, everyone can't make it.
Like everybody can't make it.
But the difference between
well, you know what?
Ice Spice, cause
okay, I don't think that any.
I was gonna say good talent and not, but Ice Spice.
I was gonna say I don't think that everybody can make it. Yeah, doing what they think they're supposed to be doing. So like for me, maybe I want to be a rapper. Yeah, and it's like you're never gonna make it as a rapper because that's not where you're supposed to be. But maybe you'll make it as a designer. Maybe you're calling it somewhere else,
and I think that's why you have to tap into understanding what your calling actually is.
Yeah.
Because then you can. Yeah. Like I remember one time, like my mum was like to me, "Yeah, I'm just not a creative person." Like
she said, "She is not."
Yeah, she's not me, child. I'm just not a creative person. Like, see how you do this. Your dad writes. Like, for me, I am the kind of person I need to go to a job, come back, and like that is just. And I think it's important because within that realm of what she does, she thrives.
Yeah,
like she does well. She's done really, really well for herself, especially as an immigrant in this country. And like with my dad as well, like he's like, okay, I'm really good at writing, and so within that realm, he's done well for himself. Like he's told stories about things that like, nobody else has written about, and he's brought light to things that are really, really important, especially in Nigeria. I think it's about understanding what your calling is. Like guys that are rapping and saying, listen to my track here. Some of you are good, some of you are shit. And if you're shit, it's not your calling.
No, but if you're shit, you don't think you're shit.
Then that's the problem.
And you think that everyone's hating.
Delulu. It's not always the Salulu.
It's about figuring out, what you're meant to be, and like just having that deep belief. Because I feel like I'm not gonna say like his faith never wavered, but he was more sure that is what he was meant to do than unsure. Certain, yeah. And
also, I think he went in with the mentality of I'm not just gonna do it for me, which is what everyone said. He did it for others as well. Yeah. Even Megan Good, she was like, Tyler was the only person that's ever, and she's been in like Hollywood movies. She was like, he's the only person that's ever paid me my worth.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what she thinks she's worth because she's not that great of an actress, but
yeah, no, she's not. But yeah, no, but again, it just shows that like you didn't get rich and then basically become what you hated or become what you were fighting against. Like you got rich and you made it better and easier for other people. Which is all really you can ask. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I don't know. I still think the movie's like the black divorce in the black. Yeah.
Absolute shit.
I was just like, okay, so the funeral scene that happened. I said, okay, can't believe we're continuing. But I was mixing the hair colors. I said, this is good background noise for what I'm doing, innit? Cool, fine, whatever, yeah. But it was just so ridiculous.
Also, like, if you ask me what that story was about, it's about divorce, but there were so many jumps.
Yeah,
how did we get from like they obviously have some issues in their relationship, to suddenly like. She's sleeping with the other guy.
You're shooting my dad.
And you're shooting. Do you know what I mean? It was.
And then the scene in the supermarket when you go to confront her mum. Have you seen the TikToks?
I know you shop on a Tuesday. Like, what do you mean?
I was waiting for you.
Are you gonna? You're waiting for her every Tuesday at the shop. You're gonna beat her up.
What I would give him? They're entertaining.
Why did the dad the way the dad did them dirty at the funeral? Anyways.
What did he do? The pastor?
Richard
When he
Wilson.
was chatting shit about them.
Yeah, you don't do that.
Oh yeah, that's him, innit?
He needs to.
God, imagine that's your man.
Tina, please take him back.
No.
That was my.
Not now. You can't take him out now.
No, I feel sorry for him. He's an old man. That was my first.
He's old enough to know better.
That was my first thought when I saw him in that movie. I was like, Tina, please take this man back, because obviously previously, you know, there was the Beyonce checks coming through. The what's it called? Not CeraVe, Sacred, Ivy Park. Has that shut down?
I don't know what Ivy Park is saying. I don't know.
Those checks were coming in slowly, small, sustaining him in his retirement. He needed to immediately. How is it that immediately after divorce you now need to go back?
It's just interesting to me how like the plays and stuff seems to be better, and people always talk about black man emasculated in a dress. That's not a problem to me. Like I don't think that like because he dresses up as Medea that he has like what. That's not anything to me. Like I don't think that is the issue is with the quality of the things. I feel like someone else could maybe have proofread or given a notes. I
don't even think the whole Medea franchise is bad.
It was great then.
I think it's entertaining, which I think part of it should be.
And it serves the people it's supposed to serve.
Yeah, and there's a message behind the movies.
Exactly. Yeah,
I actually think Medea's movies...
That was a high.
Like, I think that it's everything...
People just are irritated by Medea because he wears a dress.
Yeah, but he's not the first.
And he won't be the last.
Robin Williams wore a dress in Mr.
R.I.P.
Doubtfire.
Man, yeah. Oh, that's one of my favorite movies ever.
I know.
I love that movie so much. I love that movie so much.
To love your kid so much, you put on a dress and you're like, I'm gonna be your nanny. I love that. He wore a dress in that. Men have been wearing dresses in movies,
and it doesn't mean a thing.
What's that? Not Chris Rock.
Martin Lawrence did it. Eddie Murphy did it. But again, they hate all that shit because you're emasculating them. Why is putting on a dress emasculating? So because now you have a dress on, now you're no longer a man. But we need to interrogate what is manhood to you. What does it mean?
Last week with the crop tops.
Yeah, with the crop tops.
If for you dressing is what makes you a man,
then okay, cool. Me too. I'm a man. Look at me today.
Literally, I was about to say, I guess when I wear jeans, I'm a man.
Also a man. Like, can we be for real?
I don't think that's the problem with the characters. People were saying that he is a caricature of black women. But I think everybody knows funny.
It's meant to be funny, but I also don't think it's that far fetched. Like,
that's
okay, cool.
Everyone knows a ridiculous auntie.
Exactly, and there's certain like slapstick, scenes or whatever. But that's TV. Yeah, I do feel like people know, especially Black Americans. Yeah, an auntie or a neighbor or some woman at church who is like this.
That. Yeah. It's not far.
Exactly. Yeah. It's not a crazy thought.
It's not. So I don't know why. And again, that's why I think that whole point of the people who he's making these movies for,
they love it.
And
they'll show out every time. That's why he was able to be successful.
Yeah, and that's why he continues to be successful.
Yeah, and he will continue to be successful.
We all watched Divorce in Black.
Mea Culpa.
I watched Mea Culpa for that guy.
For what's his name, Trevante.
But why did somebody was like, well, because Beyonce came to the premiere,
yeah.
And someone was like, well, Kelly had to sit through Obsessed.
Obsessed was good though, no?
No.
Was it not?
No. It was shit.
What am I thinking of?
It was the one with Idris Elba where...
Fighting Temptations was good, but that wasn't anything to do with her.
With Beyonce?
Yeah.
She was in it?
Yeah, she was in it, but it wasn't about her.
Yeah. That's why it was good.
No, it was a good movie.
Yeah, but it was also like Obsession. She was quite obsessed. She was quite in it.
She was in it, yeah.
And Beyonce is very talented, love her. But acting is not her strong point.
Yeah.
I think of Dreamgirls.
No, what am I thinking of? Was she wasn't Dreamgirls. Was she good in Dreamgirls?
In Dreamgirls, I thought she played herself.
Okay, yeah.
So it was, for me,
better.
that is the Beyonce I imagine Jay-Z met.
Yeah.
There was even a scene where she was begging him for a child, but he wanted her to work. He was like, work, bitch. Like, I
think acting is very, very difficult, yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's actually very, very difficult. And I think a lot of the arts, yeah, it looks as if, oh yeah, I could do that. Yeah. I think it's extremely difficult. And these people have coaches, they have experience, they have all these things, and it's still difficult. So,
and even, do you know, like, Why Did I Get Married? Why Did I Get Married? Two really good.
That was
movies.
Tyler Perry, innit?
Yeah.
They were such good movies.
That's why after watching Divorce in Black, I had to cleanse with Why Did I Get Married.
But this is what I don't understand. So how then does the quality of your films decline with time? Like, what is it? Why? Do you see what I mean? That's why I look at him like, what is your problem? Because you've had good, like we take the piss now, or acrimony, how did she get on the boat, all that stuff, yeah. Because it seems like some things were an afterthought, or like thoughts weren't fully fleshed out or thought through. But then why not? Like now you have more money, you have more. It should be like Jordan Peele, right? Where like now the movies he does are like, right, you went from doing sketches and stuff, and now everything is like elevated. Like what you do is
another fantastical.
There's just certain people that I'm like, can you just be in my life? Like, if you were my uncle and I could just have chats with you, and I would leave every time, like, knowing inspired. What to do with myself. Do you get what I mean? Yeah. I feel like there's just something I wanted so badly to have, like, a mentor. Like, I just feel like in the life, especially when you're the eldest, yeah, you don't really have.
You don't have anybody.
An older.
Thank you. I feel like I have nobody to be like to me, come under my wing. And I want a black female mentor who's in
her like 40s,
in the industry,
40s, 50s.
Tell me what to do.
Just to be like, look, girl, can you just? Because sometimes you're literally just trying to figure it out, and your friends can only do so much.
Yeah,
like,
because they're figuring it out. They're figuring it out themselves.
What do they try? Yeah, but it's like we're all just here trying to figure out what the hell is going on. Yeah, and it's like you just feel like. If I had an older sister, like my sister comes to me with the most, and I'm not even that much older than her, but she comes to me with the most random things, and I can say, oh yeah, go and holler at this friend, this friend will know, that friend will know, yeah. And when it's me, I'm just like,
who do I holler at?
Who's gonna know?
I did have a really inspirational conversation with my godmother.
Yeah.
And
that's a good one to have. A godmother's good.
But she doesn't live in this country, so.
She's
a high flyer, so she's good, but we spent a whole morning together, and I remember her saying this to me. She was like, "You see,
this is so good."
Yeah, it's good, but you love sweet things. So for you, once there's sugar, chef's kiss. Yeah. She was like to me, "See you're going to be successful," because she is super successful, and she did it on her own. She's never not married, and I love that, right? And she was like, the hunger, the passion. You're at that point where you're trying to think. That's what's going to drive you to get there. And that conversation, I locked it away and I tap into it whenever I feel like I need that inspiration. Imagine being able to access that like constantly. We do need mentors. We do need people that we can...
I see people, even when I see like patients and stuff that are younger than me, like I saw some girl yesterday and she was talking about how like she's thinking about going to uni and what she wants to do, and we had a whole conversation about like different places to go. I was like, yeah, I went to Manchester, like up north is really nice, like sometimes just bouncing those ideas of someone who has been there, and it's not necessarily for them to tell you what to do, but just so that you have like an outlook or like a second like opinion or just something to draw on, like experiences to draw on. You're just here navigating life like, right, what do I do? Where do I go?
Yeah. And
you're just trying to figure it out, and you're like, boy, like, does anybody ever figure it out? Because when I was a kid, I would have thought that at 30, you would know what you're doing. I literally wake up every morning and I say, okay, what to do now?
I know, I agree with you. I cannot believe like that you're still this clueless at this stage.
What's his name? Stacey Spikes was VP 25. At 25, and I'm 30, and I couldn't
even tell you what a VP does. What more B1?
I look around and
help
I go,
me,
God,
Jesus.
when? Help me, Lord. Like, I literally am just like, when? Like, how?
I get it.
Do you know what I mean? And you get people like Tyler Perry who are so... And, like, I'm not going to say, it's easier for us now, but, like, we have access to things that they didn't have access to. So, again, when I talk about being inspired, it's like, this guy is driving up and down the country, doing different shows, not knowing if anyone's going to turn up, not knowing. We can go on our analytics and see how many people
and
are listening to us.
Figure out
and literally know, and literally know, these people are listening. People will comment and say whatever. We see that there. Maybe someone writes you a letter.
Or there's a review a week later.
Maybe there's a review a week later in a newspaper that you have to be able to buy and access.
Yeah.
So it's like to be able to keep going,
is mad.
That time.
That's why I said I left. I turned off the TV and I was like, I rate this guy.
I was shocked.
I know.
I was shocked. I was ready.
I mean, I knew he had a rough life, but it wasn't even the rough life. It was more what he's done. It is inspiring. It is. And I don't think anybody else of our time will do that again. What he's done, he's been a trailblazer. But
leaps and bounds, man.
I don't know why the quality is.
I think that, do you know what it is? Yeah, I think that at some point you have to be able to step back and see what you've done. right? And also like delegate. And I'm not saying he doesn't. Obviously he has to, because he has all these employees and he has all this stuff and he's responsible for a lot of things, yeah. But when it comes to like the sometimes, like even with this podcast, like I'm like overwhelmed, I have to like edit this, and I say to myself, even if someone came to you now and was like, oh, let me edit for you, would I even be comfortable?
No.
I would be like, nah, no, absolutely not, because it needs to be done like this.
No,
do you know what I mean? So it's like, it just showed me, it's like, babe, this is how you end up, yeah? If you do not.
And I also do think that earlier on in his career, maybe because he was still figuring things out, he probably allowed more like people to pick things up more. I feel like
I doubt it, you know.
No, I do think he was in Medea and stuff, because don't forget there was that white guy that was part of the.
That was a good white guy.
Yeah, that was good. It wasn't giving Chris.
Yeah, it wasn't giving Chris at all.
That white guy that was part of was it AMC? I can't remember. Yeah,
that did the focus group and was like, who's heard of that? And that's another thing, yeah, because there's a bit in the documentary where they are trying, like the big people, the Hollywood people are basically like, oh, this Tyler Perry guy, like he's selling out like videos or whatever it was back then, yeah. Has anyone heard of him? And nobody knew who Tyler Perry was. Then he happened to have a focus group of like loads of black people and was like, oh, who's heard of Tyler Perry? Everybody had heard of him.
Representation matters.
Representation matters, but more importantly, sometimes you just need your people, your niche, yeah? So as long as your people, the people you cater to, are fucking with you and rate you and
that's all
really
that
follow
matters.
you, that's all that matters. You're not for everybody, yeah? And that's fine. But as long as the people that you're for really are for you, fine. He was so successful, and he even was able to get to the scale that he's gotten to because of these people who loved all the Medea stuff.
And I think that's why he continues to churn out movies like that, because he knows his niche,
his audience,
and they're happy with what he does. Like there are church aunties, all sorts, that will continue to watch his stuff. So why not cater to them? Because he's made a point in the interview where he was like, well, not on the documentary, but he did an interview and he was like, these stories matter to people, so I'm gonna tell them, because nobody else is telling them. Just the same way Insecure matters to someone.
To me, Insecure matters to me.
It's a story that matters to someone. It matters to.
Okay, but if Insecure came and it just didn't make no sense, and then fucking Taraji got on the boat and we're like, how did you even get on the boat? We would be looking at Insecure like.
Yeah, but that's not the problem that Tyler's facing. Is not that his stories matter. The problem he's facing is that he's doing everything and it's not making sense.
Okay. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So if Insecure now started to not make sense, we will be like, what the hell?
I feel like what happened was when he first came out, he was more open to delegating because he was figuring things out. Because like you said, he had that company he was working with, blah, 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 blah. But as he started to own production, this, that, and the third, he's doing everything. If you look at the credits,
Tyler Perry, produced by
Tyler
Perry, directed by Tyler Perry,
acted by Tyler Perry, lighting Tyler Perry,
edited by Tyler Perry,
Stagecoach,
sounds Tyler Perry, color grading Tyler Perry,
Tyler intimacy coach Tyler Perry. Hey
Tyler, it's enough. Rest.
No, it's enough. But yeah, and Megan and Hardwick, what's his name?
Amari.
Not Amari. Amari Hardwick was in the movie. What's the name?
Which Hardwick?
Isn't that guy's name Tia's ex?
I know it's about. I don't know his name. Drake. I think it's, my laptop's down there, fam. I can't. I didn't find out my phone. What, Tia's husband?
Yeah. What's his name again?
I don't remember.
Corey Handrick.
Let's see if it comes up on Google. No, they don't even know.
He's not.
Tia Mowry husband. Oops. Corey Hardrick.
Okay, so him, yeah. Him and Megan both said that movie really helped them with their divorces.
How?
Thank you.
Well, I don't know what their divorces were like. Maybe this was.
Did you know that Megan's husband left her?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Why is it crazy?
Because men don't file for divorce. Because
marriage serves them.
I just feel like men don't. I don't know all the divorce.
No, you're right. I agree.
But I feel like men typically don't file for divorce.
Yeah.
I feel like it's like even when people like men sort of quietly break up with you, like they won't break up with you. They will just
men
wait
are happy
till you
to
break
just
up
stay
with
there.
them.
Yeah, because they can't make a decision. But
they just don't want to. And I can't imagine because I feel like a lot of divorce has a lot of paperwork, and I can't imagine wanting to like.
So what you would
a man wanting to be like, oh hey, I'm gonna go through all of this. I don't know.
But he must have been. I'm not surprised that he broke up with her.
Why?
I think they were not. I don't think she was her authentic self with him, and I don't think that's
what the whole time.
I don't know about the whole time, but I don't know that that's what he wanted, because I remember like reading something that he wanted kids. I don't think she wants kids. And like they were in their 40s, so if that's a decision of something he wants, then he'd want to move on and have that.
Oh, fair.
And then also, like, didn't you see how her style changed immediately after? Like,
I feel like people do that though. Like, people come out of a relationship, a marriage, a job, and they want to reinvent themselves, or they're like, I'm coming back to my.
Yeah, but I feel like her style just went back to who she was.
Who she was before.
Yeah, because there's a lot of pressure being a pastor's wife.
Oh yeah, he was a pastor, wasn't
he? Yeah. About that. So, yeah. But yeah, I don't know how that.
I don't know, man.
Movie helped.
I
felt a lot of things watching that movie, but. Catharsis was not one of them.
I left this documentary really respecting him, and not that I didn't respect him before, but it was just kind of like, oh, it's Tyler Perry. Like, Tyler Perry is a staple. Like, it's you just know it's good, in it. Oh, you're getting okay. You just know who Tyler Perry is,
and you know what to expect. You know what you're getting.
Yeah. But I felt really inspired. Yeah. Tyler, if you're watching.
Yeah.
I felt really inspired, and I felt that I could watch it again. I could actually watch it again.
Actually think it's something I will watch whenever I'm feeling like uncertain, over it, not sure. I also enjoyed it. Like you said, I was left surprised, feeling like respect for him. I also felt quite inspired. Yeah. As well. And yeah, I mean, as for his movies recently, I will see one thing about me. I'm gonna watch a Tyler Perry movie.
I'm gonna watch Tyler Perry. I'm gonna chat shit.
I'm gonna judge right after, but
I'm gonna watch it.
I feel like I look at the things differently now. I can give it a bit more grace.
It was nice seeing his like family, his cousin, like hearing about his auntie that shot his dad.
Yeah. And this is what you mean, like this his life really is that.
Yeah, it's actually as
written it is. Yeah, like, what do you mean your dad's sister shot him? Like,
that's insane.
Yeah, so
Tyler.
So what are we doing now?
We're doing the apartheid one, right?
Yep.
So basically, the one we were going to do before we did the Movie Pass one, we were going to do that. Yep. So again, like I say, I'll figure out a trailer and I will put it at the end. But yeah, I'll put a link to the documentary in the show notes.
It's on Amazon Prime.
Is it? No, it's on YouTube.
I watched it on Amazon. Wait, what are you talking about?
I'm talking about the one we're doing next.
Oh, I'm talking about...
Maxine's Baby. Yeah, that's on Amazon Prime. Yeah, that's on Amazon Prime. I'll put that there. But what we'll do next is on YouTube, so I'll put the link for that there. Let us know in the comments what you think about the visuals.
Can't wait for our own documentaries to come out. Oh.
And it was going to be about, they just sat there and drank drinks and spoke about documentaries.
Stop it.
Ooh.
No, stop it.
Ooh, what an achievement.
Don't downplay your achievements.
What an achievement. Ooh.
Nah, it's going to be phenomenal. We struggled.
I'm going to start just doing mad things just to increase, deepen the plot, thicken the plot a little bit in preparation for our...
Sometimes I do think, like, when crazy things are happening, like a specific thing that happened a week ago.
Yeah.
I think about, in that scene, who would play me? Who would play the person? How would
would play you? You do that thing you hate in documentaries where you're in your own reenactment.
Oh yeah, I would. Because who the fuck else is going to do it? Yeah. And how they would talk about that time in my life.
God.
Jesus, help me.
I do like, though, sorry, I know we're wrapping up here. Wrap
it up, then.
I like how, and this is why I am a big believer in documenting your life, whatever that looks like to you, whether it's journals that you write, whether it's videos that you take, whether it's pictures that you take. Document your life. We saw so much of Tyler Perry, and obviously it makes sense in his case because he's a filmmaker, but it's just so great to see your first play when you came out, like up until now. Like sometimes your memory, for me, my memory especially, can fade, or you can downplay in your mind what you have done. But when you have it documented, no one can lie about that. Like, that is what it is. And it lets you revisit that time in your life and see how far you've come.
I started doing this week, which everyone should do. So even if you're not in like the creative industry, I started a work diary, and I first started by writing all the things I did last year, and then I write everything major thing I do now. And when I did it, I actually sat back and I was like, wow, you're really that bitch.
Yeah.
Because sometimes on a day-to-day you forget.
Absolutely.
Or people disparage or make you feel like
Yeah.
When you actually put it pen to paper and you write, this is what I achieved.
Yeah.
Then you deep.
Yeah.
Like it is important. Whether you're documenting your personal life, your work life.
Yeah.
It's important because it shows you how far you've come.
Was it 2022 that we did this when you came to my house that time, and we basically wrote a list of things that we want to achieve with this podcast, and we like folded it up, and I found it the other day, and I literally was like, how interesting. But that's it? Yeah, I did, but I don't remember what it says. I can find it. I know where it is. And it's going to be so funny looking back at that thing in 10 years, seeing that, one, we've done them all, and two, like, we've done things that we didn't even comprehend.
Yeah, we couldn't
fathom.
See that far. Yeah, and it's happened. Yeah.
So write that stuff down, man. Like, even if it's like the other day, so I made like a mind map of all my like eyewear stuff that I want to do. Yeah, and I made it on Canva and I made it proper. My mum was insistent. She was like, "You have to make a mind map. Don't write it down. Like, make sure you do it proper." And so I made it on thingy, and now every morning, like, I look at it and I look at all the different like little like thingies of it, and all the things that I want to achieve and how I go about it, and it makes me like, okay, cool, you're gonna go and do this now.
Yeah,
do you get what I mean?
There's a plan.
Sometimes you have to write stuff down for it to be real, because you can convince yourself in your mind.
I say that all the time.
Like, oh yeah, it's not that deep. Oh, I don't really want to do it. Oh, it's whatever. But if you write it down,
it's there. It's deep.
there in black and white or whatever color font you choose. Yeah,
it's that deep.
And it's that deep. Yeah. It becomes something to aspire to.
Yeah.
And then you watch things like this Movie Pass, you watch the Tyler Perry thing, and you think, do you know what? These people don't have two heads.
Yeah,
like, there's no
it.
reason that I cannot achieve the things I want to achieve.
Yeah, 100%. I agree.
But boy, yeah, next one's about apartheid. They also achieved what they wanted to achieve. So,
yeah, so not all achievements
make sure it literally are for the good of mankind. So make sure yours are for good. So I'll put the trailer at the end. In the meantime, between time, find us everywhere: Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. 2 Girls 1 Doc.
1 Doc.
On
2 1
4 2. 4. You did 4. You said 2.
Oh,
1.
2 what? This drink. 2 1 and then Doc.
On TikTok. Now
like I'm doing gang
TikTok, gang signs and prayers. On TikTok, we are 2 Girls 1 Doc podcast. Individually, I am on Instagram, BD on eyewear, and on TikTok, BD.mp4. And you are on
TikTok and Insta,
Forens the Foodie.
Yes.
Yeah. But yeah, man, that is it for today, and we'll see you next week.
I actually went viral recently.
We'll see you next week, but you won't see us. Go ahead.
I went viral recently.
Oh, your Blank Street one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I said, is this what influencers go through? Every day waking up, on the comments, notifications.
Sometimes you be careful what you pray for, because you just might get it.
You just might get it. What song is that again? What you wish for.
It's Pussycat Dolls.
Huh?
It's Pussycat Dolls.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Those are another group that achieved what they need to achieve at all costs.
Nicole achieved what she wanted to achieve.
All right then. Bye.
Bye.